A US federal judge has granted a request by Special Counsel Jack Smith to pause a case against Donald Trump for conspiring to overturn the 2020 election results. After Trump's victory this week, Smith asked the judge to allow the government time to assess the unprecedented circumstances and determine the appropriate course forward. He said the government would file a status report by December 2nd. Trump has said that he plans to fire Smith and end the legal cases against him. Right, well, let's go to Washington and our correspondent Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber, who is still standing. Ben, as we just heard, Trump's January 6 case has been paused. In this post-election environment, though, I wonder how much appetite is there for this case to be further prosecuted?
There is still appetite, especially from Special Prosecutor, to continue with this case. He now wants to decide by December 2nd on how to deal with this case against President-elect Donald Trump surrounding the events of the 2020 election. He asked a federal judge to set aside the previous timetable, and he said those are unprecedented circumstances. So let's look back a little bit. He revised his indictment over the summer after the Supreme Court granted the president broad immunity from official acts, and with Trump, of course, winning the presidency, returning to the White House on January 20th of next year, things also change even more because the lawyers for Trump believe that his status already as president-elect compels an immediate halt in all four of his criminal prosecutions, and also because the Justice Department in the United States has a long-standing policy of not prosecuting a sitting president.
While that's going on, Benjamin, speculation is running high around Trump's new cabinet. His campaign had unorthodox star power. What chance his cabinet will have some of the same flavour?
That's right. Donald Trump has begun the process of choosing a cabinet, selecting these high-ranking administration officials. We already heard of the announcement of Susie Wiles, one of his two campaign managers. There will be Donald Trump's chief of staff in the White House, and the other names that we're hearing over and over again. One of them is, of course, Elon Musk, who bet big on Trump could play an important role in the next administration. That was already evident earlier today when he participated in a call between Donald Trump and the Ukrainian President Zelensky. And while it's not clear which role he could play, he has, for example, suggested that he could lead a Department of Government Efficiency. We, of course, don't know how this would look like. If we look at other departments, if we look at the State Department, there are a few names already making the round. One of them is also well known in Berlin, Richard Grenell, one of Trump's closest foreign policy advisors, that he could be Secretary of State. He was the Director of National Intelligence and the US Ambassador to Germany, so he's well known also there. He could be possibly also a national security advisor. Another name that we're hearing over and over is Mike Pompeo, who served as the Director of the CIA. He was also Secretary of State during Trump's first term. He is indeed considered a top contender for that job again. So there are still a lot of open questions, but we can soon expect some clarity on at least some of those top official jobs in the Trump administration that will start in January of next year.
Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber in Washington, D.C. Thank you.